And what is
Does
your
bad
view about?
publicity exist? I mean, what I would say is no. And like, let me tell you why now. I'd say bad publicity does not exist. And of course, there are things that you can do that will get you publicity that are terrible and could pretty much destroy your outer view, what people think about you, and how people perceive you out in the world, right? Yeah, like you put Logan Paul up here. Uh, Actually, my story with Logan, like my experience with learning about Logan Paul as a person and as a YouTube channel, and just becoming aware of who he is, was through his suicide forest incident, where he pretty much exploded all online, and people were trying to cancel him, and he actually basically filmed a dead body in the suicide forest that was hanging from a tree, and posted it to social media for his young audience to see. And yeah, you can see it right here, has been involved in several controversies, most notably in relation to visit to Japan, during which he filmed a corpse of a man who had hung himself. So that's a very prime example of something that got him a tremendous amount of publicity. However, Dave, one thing that pretty much sparked and planted the seed for him through this was being a very hated individual online. And being hated could actually be really, really good, because you become the public enemy. Now, he's very, very fortunate, because guess what? KSI, on the other hand, was into boxing, right? And he was looking for the next best target for his boxing career, who was hated. And Logan Paul, being from the United States, being somebody who's a big YouTuber that has a tremendous amount of followers, and being somebody who has the US market wrapped around his finger, was somebody who made sense to him. And the reason why he called out Logan Paul was because he was so hated and so well known and very relevant at the time. So Logan Paul being relevant, I had no idea about who he was before that whole suicide situation. And after that, I knew exactly who he was, and many other people knew exactly who he was. And from then on, he was able to get into a fight with KSI, which kept him relevant and diverted people's attention away from what had happened to him. So his bad publicity actually opened doors for him. It got him, like, more opportunities to venture off into different aspects. Now he's fighting Mayweather. I mean, who would have knew a guy who could have been canceled 3 years ago or 2 years ago for filming a dead body is now fighting one of the greatest boxers of all time?